Hello everyone, my name is Ned Finn. I'm going to turn my volume down just a little bit. My name is Ned Finn. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the second part of my Sims 4 hiatus, playing Stellaris. So without further ado, let's get into things. We're going to be starting up a new game. We've got 2 hours as per usual. We're going to be playing from 3:30 to 5:30. I'm gonna be a super basic bitch and play as the United Nations of Earth, which I know, boring old humans on boring old Earth, but I'm familiar with how they play. They're pretty flexible as an empire, as a species, you know, it'll give us a good basis to go on. We'll do just a small elliptical galaxy, just the standard settings. Do we want to put on? Let's do Iron Man mode, because I'm not anticipating having to do a whole lot of save scumming here. Yes. Okay. Hello, Born Loser. Good to see you in chat, as always, my good dude. Let's get started. Yeah, we're gonna be playing for 2 hours. We should be able to get through about 2 decades of in-game time.
Good day, Madam President. I am Veer, a prototype synthetic intelligence.
No
My
tutorials.
job is to offer advice and assistance. Be reasonable.
Okay. Let's start things off. Well, let's actually get our research figured out. I'm just gonna do let's do administrative AI. Planetary unification is pretty good, especially for the Unity bonus. And we're just gonna do we not get like our little, whatever. Let's do standardized Corvette patterns. Why not? Corvettes are our starting military ships. Well, that's all right, Born Loser. Today is a good day for naps. Nothing wrong with turning chat into a boys club for the time being. Here we are on our little blue dot of Earth. Oh, goodness. Around our sun. The year is 2200, specifically February 22nd, 2200. Humanity has reached out into the space, and we've started actually, like, we have some stations. We have some stuff placed around Jupiter. We have a station, mining stations on Ganymede, and a research station on Callisto, which are 2 of Jupiter's larger moons. It's been a while since I've played Stellaris, in my defense. Let's build a research station on Neptune, or orbiting Neptune. And let's build another construction ship. We're gonna go to our shipyard. Going to, here we go. Build another construction ship. Then we're going to start exploring. We're going to do that by, now that is our Corvettes. Where's my science ship? There it is. Oh, we already have Yan Shi assigned to this. This is the galaxy. Look at it. Isn't it lovely? Earth definitely not an elliptical galaxy, but whatever. Let's start exploring our galactic neighborhood, shall we? Survey system, survey system, survey system, survey system. Okay. So we'll have we get to explore some of these immediate systems. Looks like it's a class M star. We've got a lovely trinary star system here. We don't know what the hyperlane to this is yet. We'll discover that as time goes on. You have to build your scouts in... Yes. Your scouts are basically your science ships. Those are the ones that go off and do your initial... I don't know why I have the game paused. They're the ones that do the initial exploring. The majority of time ships take to travel, incidentally, is at sublight speeds within the systems, using the fantastical... Where's my technology at? Yeah, let's look at our research technology. I think this would be under physics. Where? Yes, using the fantastical technology of the hyperdrive. Humanity and other spacefaring civilizations are able to travel between the stars across the hyperlanes, and as you saw, that took like maybe 2 or 3 days to travel across that hyperlane. The FTL travel, understandably, does not take very long. But you have to get clear of the gravity well around whatever like solar object you're near. So you have to get beyond. Cool. You have to get beyond this sort of grayish brown border before you can take off, and then you need to line yourself up with one of the with the hyperlane. It used to be in this game that you had 3 means of FTL travel at first. Gonna build a mining station around Uranus. Lol, jokes. It used to be that the 3 starting FTL methods were the hyperlanes, warp drives, and wormholes, but they condensed it down to just the hyperlanes, mostly for like more cohesively strategic play when you have empires that can move around in 3 very different ways. Like it's particularly the warp drive was a real strategic nightmare, because like you can with the hyperlanes, you can form like bottlenecks. You can create like really defensive spots for your empire to kind of insulate yourself. You couldn't really do that with warp drives, because once their range got far enough, you could like jump from like Sol to whatever this star is here, without having to travel along the hyperlanes. Now the warp was a little bit slower than the hyperdrive, but it presented a very different strategic setup. There's benefits to it. I never messed around much with wormhole travel, because that was like the advanced shit and I was still starting off. But they all, like, it was neat that you could have 3 different means, but I get why they changed it, and like they went with the most popular one at least. So at least they weren't just like, let's just do warp drive for everyone. And they do still have wormholes in the game, but they're like naturally occurring, and you have to find them and then like send a science ship through to figure out where they go. So our science ship is going to be here exploring and surveying planets. So like we've gone to a Barnard star, which can generate us 2 energy. Once, and these values are monthly, by the way. The game is real time, but there's a turn-based-ish component to it. Not exactly turn-based, but like things happening at fixed points. A lot of stuff ticks in monthly. So like we get an extra 26 minerals every month, an extra 34 energy credits every month, an extra 23 food a month, that sort of thing. So I think there's something here. There's some aha! No, that's not it. We got some kind of... Aha! Luna! Our own moon! We did... Go figure. Leave it to humanity that, like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna build space stations on Ganymede and Callisto, but not on the moon. Okay, guys, whatever. Where's my construction ship? Here it is. We're gonna go and build a mining station, and thank you, Born Loser. I appreciate that. I'm trying to, like, provide something of a basis of understanding, especially while the game is, in its relatively early days. It's 2201 now, so we've gone a year and some change since our beginning. But, like, there's a lot going on conceptually. I don't want to leave my audience completely adrift. I'm going to send the UNS India, that is United Nations Ship India, which is our construction ship, to enter the orbit of Barnard's star so that once... What is this? The UNS Fahrenheit, boring name for a ship, but whatever. Once it is done surveying this solar system, we can build an outpost, which is the most basic kind of... What are these things called? They're not just called space stations. Or solar stations? I don't know. It's a station of some kind. Whatever. Basically, you can construct these stations orbiting the stars, and they'll act as like a base of operations for that particular system. Most of them are just going to be outputs. You have a specific... You can actually see... Star bases, that's what they're called, star bases. You have a set number of actual legit star bases that you can build, which is like upgraded from what the outposts are. But, ooh, look at this. We can buy a tradition. These are actually really cool. Born Loser, I know that you're a big Civ player, so this will be familiar terminology with you. These are basically like the cultural policies from Civ 5. With the added bonus that once you complete one of these trees, we get an ascension perk, which lets us do all kinds of cool stuff. Like we can get technological ascendancy, which makes us way better at developing our technology. You can get mastery of nature, which lets you... Ooh! Contact report, enigmatic spacefarers. The United Nations of Earth has finally encountered fellow wanderers among the stars. Despite their intentions being unknown and potentially even hostile, the atmosphere on Earth following the report from our contact fleet can be best described as rapturous. Cool. Okay. Gonna pause. We're gonna get to the aliens that we just found in a moment, but like... You can get like Mastery of Nature, which lets you clear planetary blockers more quickly. But then you can start doing like really cool shit, like engineered evolution, which lets you start doing like genetic manipulation on your own species. Transcendence, which I think is like psionic shit. I actually haven't messed around much with that. Voidborn, which lets you build like orbital habitats for your people to live in, which later translates into Galactic Wonders, which lets you build Dyson spheres and ring worlds and shit. It's really cool stuff. But for now, let's... Harmony is a pretty solid path. Let's be super fucking human about it. Let's go for expansion. Let's actually try to get a colony by the end of this stream, shall we, folks? So by picking the expansion, what is it called? Unity Traditions. The expansion tradition lets us, it gives us the passive bonus to start with of faster colony development speed. So let's see them aliens. Ooh, they came to see us. Hello. Ooh, look at these guys. Oh, who the fuck are these people? They're way more military, their military power is way higher than ours. That's a frickin'... That's like a Colossus or something. That's a big-ass ship. What's going on? Oh. Hello. The Vengralian Triumph. Greetings from the Vengralian Triumph. Certified Caravaneer Traders of the Caravanserai Caravan Coalition. Good God. Okay, we're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. Teamwork makes the dream work. Hell yeah, just ask David Geffen. He's one of the founders of DreamWorks, okay? It makes sense. To me, specifically, and maybe no one else. Except presumably David Geffen. We will offer you an exclusive deal whenever we pass through your territory. Okay, so they're caravanning traders. Fine. Cool. Downline distributors. Are these guys trying to get me to engage myself in some sort of, like, pan-galactic MLM? I mean, let's at least see what they've got for sale. Try and ban atmospheric deodorizer. 6 months of society research? No. I'm not interested. Get back to us later, because these guys look like they're fucking Jesus. These guys are stacked. Look at this. Caravaneers, a warm welcome. Well, for God's sake, the last... Oh, more Caravaneers. Okay. Hi. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Not right now. Get back to us. Okay. Jesus. Gee, like, my last Stellaris game, which was a while back, like, I didn't encounter any fucking aliens for, like, the first 60 years. I encountered alien worlds that had, like, flora and fauna on them. Like, a galaxy clearly teeming with life. But I never encountered any actual aliens. These guys are saying hi right at the fucking gate. Alright, my dudes. Let's build our star base, our outpost. Okay, so this is Alpha Centauri. It is a trinary star system. We've got Proxima Centauri, and then Alpha Centauri A and B. Let's send our other construction ship here. Dear customers, dare we say friends? We are departing your territories. May we interest you in our wares? Not interested right now. Move along. The traders, like, are pretty get along. Like, go along to get along. They're not... I'm not worried about them. Orbital trash dispenser. I don't know. I don't know if these guys are totally on the level. By the way, chat, can you read this stuff? Okay, I know that I'm streaming at a slightly reduced quality. It looks fine on my phone though, so it should be okay. I know this is a pretty text-heavy game. Not interested. Move along. Shoo shoo shoo. Yeah, Let's build a couple more Corvettes. For ships, we need alloys, and for alloys, we need alloy refineries. Which we could do. What we really want to do is do this autochthon monument. Because, like, I'll tell you what, folks. Frickin', the Unity traditions are so useful. The autochthon monument will take a year to construct, but it will give us more unity, which is basically culture in, like, Civ 5 terminology. So we want it.
Construction complete.
Apparently the governor of Earth is some woman named Irma. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so we've built our star base around Barnard Star, which means that we can now build the mining station. When we get the materials too, I will build up an alloy foundry so that we can keep our alloys chugging along at a good rate. Early days yet, folks. Early days.
Anomaly detected.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so the anomalies are, like, these are little, like, encounters that your science ships can find. Like, they're research things that you can do. A large amount of ship debris can be found in orbit around this planet, that being Alpha Centauri B1. So the first planet revolving around the second star in the Alpha Centauri system. Possibly the remnants of some kind of massive fleet action. So we're going to let this be for now, just because I don't feel like clogging up my one science ship for the next year. But what we can do is once we have 75, which should be next month. Oh, that's not how we increase the speed, is it? Let's build another science ship. We'll have to recruit another scientist. That just takes energy. Like energy credits.
Construction complete.
Which we have plenty of. Honestly, now that we've encountered aliens, we should, yeah, we can go on the market. We could add a new monthly trade to buy alloys. Let's see what that does to our energy in the coming month. Okay, it took it down by like 70, but that's fine. We've got plenty of energy to spare. Okay, leader's getting a level. Cool. If there's any clarification that y'all need in chat, just let me know. Ooh. We've recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Alpha Centauri 1A. If what we learned from these artifacts is correct, this civilization was some sort of confederation that consisted of mainly different alien races. They called themselves the First League and appear to have coexisted in relative peace some 2 million years ago. Good. God, that's a long time ago. Although the Alpha Centauri system lies in the region of space that seems to have made up the core of their territory, a partial map found among the artifacts indicates that the First League may have covered a significant portion of our galaxy before its eventual collapse. Interesting. So
updated.
this First League thing is presumably our precursor for this galaxy. In every galaxy, you find basically a race of forerunner aliens, which are referred to as precursors. Ooh. Well, look at that. There is... What is this? Alpha Centauri 3 is a continental world. Looks awfully habitable, folks. We might actually... I mean, 15 isn't huge... But we're humans, you know. We'll wedge ourselves wherever we can. I mean, Earth is a size 16, so you know it's not a huge downgrade. So I think what we do is we've got our next science ship, the UNS Darwin. Now that's a name. We're gonna recruit. These are both folks that I would much rather have in actual research positions, but they can cut their teeth on the, let's go with Rosemary McGillis, who is 35, and maniacal, which means that her research speed is plus 5%. She's not going to be doing research, mind you. She's going to be exploring. But, ooh, colonization fervor is or fever. That's good. Let's do that. And then we can get Reach for the Stars next time. Let's send Miss McGillis out into the stars. And let's see here. Once we have 200 alloys, we can build a colony ship. At which point we can send it off to Alpha Centauri 3 and establish our colony and, you know, for the glory of the human empire. But not in a creepy way, okay? This is the United Nations of Earth, where we don't truck with that Commonwealth of Man bullshit. At some point, maybe towards the end of this stream, I will show y'all what my most recent game looked like, which I think I had going for about 200 years. I want to say. I want to say we were like either like late 24th, early 25th century. If I'm doing my... Yeah, because 20 2400 25th century. Yeah. Had to double check my think meets for a moment there, but that sounds all good. I'd love to make... Yeah, let's do an alloy foundry. Although, actually, you know what? Let's not do that. Because that takes a lot of minerals. Let's go ahead and make our colony ship.
Survey complete.
Yay! And then we'll do... Did that not take any minerals? I guess it just took alloys. Okay, whatever. That's fine. We can do the alloy foundry as well. Hooray! Multitasking, folks. It works. Sometimes. Works if you work it. Like Alcoholics Anonymous, I guess? I don't know. I'm rambling, but at the very least, I'm rambling in space! So that's, you know, a novelty at the very least. My construction ships are doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Although, the UNS India will at least get to build... Ooh, yeah. Build a starbase there. We are lacking the necessary materials. Oops. Well, we'll wait until we have the necessary alloys, which I guess would be like... Yeah. Another 40. We can speed through a little bit. That's the thing about playing single player, is that you don't have to wait around for stuff. You can just speed up time. Nothing's gonna happen over the course of a couple months. It's fine. So we'll build our starbase, and then we'll build our 2 mining stations on Alpha Centauri A and Proxima Centauri 2. And we'll all have a lovely time. Found another habitable world. Although that's a continental world. We just haven't surveyed it yet. Maybe we'll build another... we could build a second colony ship. Colonize...
Anomaly detected.
91 days is not that bad. Explain pattern of interference in the Sirius system. Let's research it. That should interrupt her path. But yeah, that just... It gets put at the top of her to-do list, but it doesn't disrupt the other tasks that she already had queued up, which is good. We don't want to mess with that too much. So that's where the Caravanserai Caravan Coalition lives, which I guess also includes the weird little rat things, I suppose. Should be, yeah.
Construction complete.
So this is our list of contacts. We've got just the Caravanserai Caravan Coalition and ourselves, but this will fill up with other aliens in due time. With more of these filthy Xenos. Construction complete. Let's build the mining stations. Let's speed things up a little bit. Ooh, sonified science. When the U.S. Darwin crew has succeeded in isolating a signal embedded within the unusual pattern of interference in the Sirius system, the signal is a song, a complex sonification of an advanced mathematical equation, to be precise. One that science officer Rosemary McGillis cannot seem to get out of her head. Who or what may have composed this song remains unknown. Though its complexity infers an incredible level of technological sophistication regarding subspace harmonics. The signal's geodesics suggest a point of origin from outside of our galaxy. That's really interesting. But we gained a lot of society and physics research. So cool. I'll tell you what, folks. The society research is where it's at. Like, you can get some pretty cool stuff from physics and engineering eventually, especially engineering late game. You get some really neat ships and stuff, but like all the cool like heavy duty sci-fi shit is all up in the society research. Like, you'll see as we get through things. Like, we're still in the early phase of the game where research takes a long time. Like, planetary unification. That's not super interesting, but that's where you get, like, a lot of the genetic modification tech and such. Hey, look at that. All of our research scientists have leveled up. Sweet. So we've got a little bit of research left to do in the Sirius system. Earth, incidentally, has a current population of 33, which comes out to about...
Construction complete.
What would that be? About 16 billion people? Seems about right for this point.
Anomaly detected.
Yeah, big, like, mega cities and, huge agricultural districts and stuff built up. Ooh. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's research that. These little, like, 3-month research projects, I don't mind them embarking upon. Was that, yeah. Ooh, an abandoned gateway. An ancient space station of some kind has been located at the edge of the Mudstram system. Okay, basically, where is it? Here it is. Basically, these are like artificially generated wormholes, right? That let you travel between points in the galaxy. Once we get like gateway activation technology, which comes later, we're able to get these things up and running again and then moving through them. Which is pretty dope.
Technology
Gotta say. Hey, appears that the asteroid 41CV3547 and the surrounding debris originate from a former planet. Deep within the center of the asteroid, we can find traces of extremely valuable alloys. Cool. That's really cool, actually. This shows us that the celestial body once... bacterial life, whatever. We found alloys on an asteroid that we can get. Ooh, we got more society research done. Let's do... Off-world trading company is not bad. I mean, none of these are super exciting. The hydroponic farming is kind of cool. That'll let us build more farming stuff. So let's do that. It only takes, well, 63 months to be fair, but we'll get our research up. Don't y'all worry. Everything will be fine. It'll be all fine and lovely. Build a starbase on Sirius, which will cost us slightly less political influence, thanks to the most recent Unity tradition that we picked up in the expansion branch, the expansion tree, rather.
Survey complete.
The Procyon system has been fully surveyed. Cool. That's actually, yeah, let's get the fuck on that, because that's really... Those alloys, a good thing to have. Good thing to have on hand. Speaking of alloys, let's build a couple more Corvettes, and actually... Ooh, the Habitable World Survey. This is something that comes along at the beginning of every game. You can turn it down for like a piddly amount of influence, or go for it and get like this nice little kind of quest line that you can go down. Yeah, let's build a trio of new Corvettes, so we can expand our military. I say military. I should say our naval capacity. Also, let's send. Actually, hold on. 'Cause Sirius 3 is a continental world with its own, with like a moon that's not very much dissimilar to ours. Seems to have a lot of ocean for a continental world, but whatever. I mean, our Earth is a continental world, and we've got lots of ocean. Let's send our first colony ship to Sirius 3. No, not the fucking... I didn't... Not Fahrenheit. Survey the system. And then survey that system too. And that one. And that one. Send the colony ship, the UNS Sri Lanka, to Sirius. Please. Donka. Okay. Then we're going to build up another colony ship. So we have the alloys necessary. Which we had a moment ago, but we spent them all on military ships, on naval ships. But it's fine. Build the frickin' research station. There you go. We'll pull some physics research off of Sirius A. Got someone leveling up. That's lovely. Eventually, what we want to do is expand our territory to engulf the entirety of the galaxy, so that by the year 2500, in about 30 hours of gameplay from now, we will get to win. There used to be like a bunch of like specific win conditions and stuff for the game. I say specific win conditions. There were 3 with a lot of ways to get there. You had the Federation victory, the Domination victory, and the Conquest victory. I think Domination was you controlled 40% of all habitable worlds. Let's see here. Colony or Empire Sprawl reduction from that wouldn't be bad. Domination, if memory serves, you got 40% of all habitable worlds. With Conquest, you just wiped out all
Construction complete.
all other empires, and then the Federation victory was you would form a federation with other empires, and then your federation had to control 60% of the habitable world. The Federation victory was probably my preferred way of going about it, just because it's not terribly difficult. Like once you have like a good Federation fleet, you can go on like you can engage in wars to change the ideologies of your of opponent empires. And then like it's like, okay, you're xenophilic materialists now, and it's like, okay, we are that. It's like, hey, our federation is xenophilic materialists. Do you want to join? They'd be like, I'd love to join because you changed our minds with guns and lasers and laser guns. Bernard Starr is going to be there in just over 3 months, in 2206-12-14. So what, December? Yeah, December 14th. So these people are going to be settling down just before Christmas of 2206. How nice for them. A lot of good, ooh, that's a good mineral planet in the Mudstram system. Good to know. Love to see it. You know, Sri Lanka is going to be touching down in just about a month and a half now. Just over a month and a half, I suppose. It's recovered. Previously unknown strategic. Ooh, we found volatile motes as a strategic resource. Strategic resources are very valuable. And those resources you can eventually manufacture artificially or synthetically, I guess you'd say. Because they're real. They're not like artificial. It's just you're creating them outside of natural, you know, phenomena. Do new physics research. Ooh, research station output seems good. It'll take, you know, 80 months to complete, which is a bit of a crawl. You know, but look at this. We're already barely a half hour into the stream. We're already in 2207. We're and about halfway through that. We've completed about 7.5 years in-game time so far, but, you know, can just sit back and let the game tick along at about 2 in-game days per second, which comes out to about or is that?
Anomaly
Yeah, it's
detected.
about 1 in-game day per second. So it comes out to about a decade of in-game time. Takes about an hour. We're speeding through things a little bit more. Let's leave it be for now. Actually, let's make another. Let's build another colony ship. Well, don't just sit there, frickin'. Oh, I see. I sent them to orbit the star. Okay, let's colonize the planet, shall we? What should we call this colony, chat? Let's actually, I know what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it Boyd. A planet called Boyd. We can change it later if we want to. B, brainstorming names for planet numero dos. Down there in chat. Man, this moon, Procyon 6A, so got nice mineral deposits on that as well. What strategy do I tend to gravitate? Honestly, it depends a little bit on the empire that I'm playing. That actually it can have, I mean the humans are like a good start. Either the more like egalitarian, diplomatic, United Nations of Earth, or the slightly fascier Commonwealth of Man. But like,
Technology discovered.
like there are all kinds of. You know what? Actually, I will show y'all. Actually, let's do our next physics. What do we want to do? Your output from miners. Let's do the powered exoskeletons because that does open up the robotics tree for us. Let's just exit the main menu. Good news is the game itself takes a little bit of time to load up. You know what? I think you're right, Born Loser. We should name the next planet probably Twig, maybe Alice. I'm not sure. Let's go to the new name. Let's create a new empire. So, like, your empire is actually... Oh, see... Now Paradox is doing the damn thing where they show off what could be had. Like, ooh, you can have weird zombies in space. If you got the Necroid pack, or look at all these other humanoid races that are available. If you buy the humanoid pack, whatever... Paradox. I'm not interested in the species packs largely. We got all these humanoid species. We've got machines, mammalian, reptilian. This doesn't the only thing that can really have an effect. I guess the lithoid and the necroid have some specific gameplay associated with them, and then you've got machine empires, which play very different, or which can play very differently. But we could go with like a mammalian species or whatever. Let's just choose some mammalians. Six-eyed looking motherfuckers. We can do that. The game is actively recommending DLC to me. This is beneath you, Paradox. You don't need to do this. I already buy your expansions as soon as they come out, like sight unseen. We could go with like, all these different conventions of names. Like you know, like let's choose one of the humanoid names, right? Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's give these weird six-eyed dudes all Roman-sounding names. Octavius Antonius and Decima Antonius and Fausta Antonius. There are a lot of Antoniuses, okay? It's a common name. Then like you'd set traits for your species, right? And then you set traits for your empire separately. So let's say these what do we name these guys? That's a bad name. The Wessari. Let's say that the Wessari are non-adaptive, which means that their their habitability goes down 10%, right? It makes it harder for them to get onto worlds that are not like ideally suited for them. But let's say that they are they're ingenious when it comes to their power grids. They generate 15% more energy credits from planetary jobs. And they are natural sociologists. And they're rapid breeders. Now, that means that we need another negative perk. So let's say that they're slow learners, that their leaders develop, their leaders level up a little bit slower, right? So they're non-adaptive, ingenious, natural sociologists, and rapid breeders, but their leaders don't level up that quickly. We can choose from one of 6 types of planets. That's not actually true. There are actually, or not 6, 9, but there's actually 11 based on the origins that you have. We'll talk about those in a moment. But let's say that these guys live on a dry desert planet, and it shall be called Kenjor Prime, around the star Kenjor. The ability to create your own oh, that's cool. You can start in a binary star system now. That's really cool. Or you could start off as void dwellers, separate matter entirely. You could be on a shattered ring. I forgot. It's been a while since I've played this game. I forgot how much cool shit there is. We could just do like let's say a random binary star, right? So they're on a, and then we can choose what type of city we live in. So let's say that like it's a default of a mammalian city, but let's say they have like more reptilian architecture, right, or avian technology. You have all of these different origins to choose from. Like calamitous birth is, and then necrophage is for the necroid species pack. I'm sure I'll pick all these up at some point when they go on sale. So like the default is prosperous unification. A stable planetary unification has allowed civilization to prosper and grow. So basically, like, you know, maybe 100 years ago, maybe fewer, maybe more, you basically have like something like, say, the United Nations that brings all, you know, these old national identities together into one solid, like, planetary culture. Like, you know, it's going to depend on region, but like there are certain things that the whole planet can get behind and be like, yes, these are things worth pursuing. But you can also have like, so these are the two things that affect what kind of world you live on. Where you can start off, you can have your origin be life-seeded, where you start off on a Gaia world, which Gaia worlds are these big, like lush planets that any species can live on, right? They're supposed to be like these really diverse, really life-generating planets that are suitable for whoever. But that means that your species is gonna have a really rough time colonizing non-Gaia worlds, and Gaia worlds are pretty rare. I'm going to read chat now. Just really pick up Civ 4 when it's on sale for cheap. No going back to the new ones after you get a taste for it. Well, I don't know. Maybe I will. Although for my money, if there's anything that I want to invest like more time into learning, it's Crusader Kings 3, because that seems wicked deep. But for right now, like I feel like I have about enough bandwidth in my head to grasp one Paradox Grand Strategy game, and I've cashed in my chips on Stellaris for that one. You can also choose the post-apocalyptic origin, where you start off on a tomb world, baptized by nuclear fire. This civilization has forced total annihilation and survived. Devastated yet unbroken, they have rebuilt civilization from the ashes of the old world. So your civilization, your species is able to colonize tomb worlds, which are these like nuclear hellfire ravaged planets. But you can also start, I said 11 planets. There are technically 13 different types of beginnings that you can have, like in terms of like where your people are living, because you could also live on a shattered ring, a section of an old like broken ring world. I will probably check out Civ 4 in the grand scheme of things at some point. But yeah, or void dwellers. You can start off as on an orbitable. Let me try that again. You can start off on an orbital habitat. I feel like I'm speaking very fast to try to get as much information squeezed into y'all as possible. Or a remnants. The civilization once spanned the void, controlling much of the galaxy. They were eventually defeated and almost destroyed, but their long period of destitution, they are returning to the stars. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's really cool. You could also do syncretic evolution, which lets you start off with like a subservient species to yours. You start off as a scion of a fallen empire. Those are like once uber powerful empires that are like sort of now decadent and decrepit, and you can start off as like a scion of one of those. There are so many cool things that really can profoundly affect, like Mechanist. You could just start off with 8 of your population being robots. This civilization has been preoccupied with the idea of metallic automatons since the early Steam Age, although many said it could not be done. The first true robots left the assembly lines long before even rudimentary spaceflight was achieved. So that would be like in Earth, like in terms of Earth, that would be like the earliest robots coming off the assembly line in like the 1920s, if not earlier than that. Like that's a really neat idea. You could do Lost Colony. This civilization originated as a lost and forgotten colony separated from its homeworld long ago. That means that you're a different empire of your species is out there in the galaxy somewhere. An advanced empire, no less. Oh yeah, no, the modding scene for Stellaris is wild. But like one of the things I feel like Paradox has a really good relationship with their community, and their patches are big and extensive, and they take a lot from what the community wants to do. So I feel like stuff that you would in other games would have to be addressed by mods are eventually addressed by the developers. Like there was the Real Space mod, which included things like binary and trinary star systems, and then Paradox came along and was like, hey, let's just put those in the game for real. What the heck is resource consolidation? Oh, this is for machine intelligences. Okay, separate thing. Doomsday, highly unstable, and it is only a matter of time before it explodes. God damn. But yeah, let's just go for the let's do a Mechanist. Sure, why not? Then you have your ideology, which if you say fuck it, I don't want an ideology, you could just go for Gestalt consciousness, which is for hive minds and machine intelligences. But you could be like, we want to be authoritarian pacifists, xenophobes. Which you could do that. You could be like super militaristic, or not militaristic, super authoritarian, but also like, or hell, you could be like mildly authoritarian and fanatic pacifists. Like, we do not go to war, and we've implemented a dictatorship in order to prevent it. That actually is kind of like a cool idea. And they're also a mega corporation. Why not? But yeah, let's yeah, sure, why not? Or let's say a dictatorship, right? And then you have all these different civic policies that are available to you based on what kind of empire you have, like your ethics and your authority. This affects like how your elections work and stuff. God, I'm remembering how, man, now I just want to play Stellaris all the time. This is an important, vital break from The Sims 4. We will get, I think, when I take a break from The Sims, possibly like after like the third generation is born, maybe the first generation dies off, I think I will take a more long-term, like several months hiatus from The Sims and probably play Stellaris, realistically, because I'm having way too much goddamn fun with this. But yeah. So you get two civics to pick at the start. Let's say cutthroat politics and functional architecture. Why not? Then you get to choose your. I think that's the major stuff taken care of. You can choose your AI voice. What does the pacifist sound like?
The only way to make peace with others is to make peace with yourself.
Okay. And then you can choose your empire name, and you can design your flag, which there are lots of options for. You've got corporate, domination, symbology. You've got these different, like, backgrounds that you can use and different color schemes. So we can do pink and blue and, I don't know, this. That's the compact of Kenjor from Kenjor Prime, striking out into the heart of the galaxy itself. Am I gonna pick up the new? Oh, I know, but you know, we can take a little break here and there. I am the forger of my own destiny. I'm gonna take y'all to space whether you like it or not. We have to be some kind of materialist. Okay, fine. So we're pacifist, authoritarian materialists then. Whatever. We have a male leader, the Primarch. And then we have arthropoid ships. So we can save these dudes now. Save this, and I'm gonna show off a couple of the compact of Kenjor is now there and can spawn in future games. I want to show off a couple of other empires that I've created, some of which are jokier than others. We've got the Holy Terran Empire, which was my first empire that I made, which are like these basically, they're a theocratic oligarchy. They're militaristic, authoritarian spiritualists. I should actually give these guys the Lost Colony origin at some point, because that's like the Yeah. I've actually I wrote up. This is how serious you could tell that I was taking this, because I frickin' wrote a whole thing. After the destruction of Old Terra in the year of our Lord 2057, the last survivors of God's chosen people, humanity, huddled together on the great ark ship Noah 4. Whilst we chose and few slumbered, submerged in the holy waters of stasis, the Noah drifted aimlessly across the oceanic void of space, slipping in and out of the FTL currents of subspace. This I need to change the origin so that it actually fits with the hyperlines now. Oops. Our long voyage went on for over a century while the ship's AI toiled away at theorizing and developing a host of new technologies that might better ensure the survival of the children of the divine. At the long last, by the inexorable will of God, we came into orbit around our second Eden, the blessed Terra Nova, ready to begin anew. What fucking... I put them... I don't remember what the star that I named. Then you got the Human Collective, which is a hive mind that I built. That's wild hair I put on this chick. Yeah, they're a Gestalt consciousness. So despite the fact that they look human, they're like all connected. This is one of my alternate Earths where it's like, I guess I decided that they were going to be on an Arctic world, apparently. Krull Technocracy, I'm a big fan of these dudes. These are my science. These are my tall Empire boys. You've got the Galactic Empire from Star Wars with Palpatine as their leader. That was the closest that I could get to the Empire's logo, BZV. Authoritarian, xenophobic, militarist with a police state and nationalistic zeal. You've got the British Empire. I'm a big fan of these guys. Around their home star, I'm pretty sure I named England. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, star name England. On the planet, on the continental world Westminster, with their leader Victoria III. Got the Clagging Consolidated System, which are my cute and fluffy authoritarian fanatic militarists, which are considered to be repugnant and talented. You've got the Asimov mainframe, which I think I put in the solar system, but it's like an Earth that has fallen to the machines. The Mushroom Kingdom, with their leader Toadstool on the planet Peach. The Mega Corporation by and large, which is a reference to WALL-E. The Galactic Workers' Party, which sounds kind of, early days Nazis when I think... They were supposed to be like communists in space. I don't know, I should probably change the name. And then our newest guy, the Compact of Kentor. Anyway! That is the extensiveness of... Oh yeah, no, I just got to write literally in the early months of the 25th century on that old one, so keep that in the back of our heads. Anyway, loading the latest save now. I just wanted to let y'all understand the depth to which this game goes in terms of like its empire creation, and that can radically change your style of gameplay, right? That's the question that was all meant to answer, is like, what is my preferred strategy? It really does depend on what kind of empire I'm playing. Like right now I'm playing like a pretty aggressively expansionistic Earth. Like I'll probably try to sort of spread out, get a lot of territory early on, and then kind of tinker away at my planets and get them looking good. This Hunter system, exciting stuff there. Volatile moats, we definitely want that in our pocket. Then we've got Boyd, a planet called Boyd. Let's speed this shit up. Told y'all that we would get to the year 2220. I don't think that was a long ass tangent there, so I don't think we're necessarily gonna get there, but
Survey complete. Construction complete.
we can remain hopeful nonetheless. Let's see here. Starbase upkeep reduction. That sounds good. Population growth speed, though. We'll worry about that once we've got more planets on which to grow our population. Good news is the only neighbors that we've encountered are the traders, who we do not have to worry much about. We might want to build a civilian industries when next we can, and we can. Want to keep up our consumer goods to keep everyone nice and happy. Probably want to increase our energy upkeep. Let's also build another science ship of the Cortez class.
Survey complete.
So that what we'll do with that is that we'll have a ship that we can use to like mop up these trickier, more long-term anomalies, right? But in the meantime, let's go to Alpha Centauri 3 and colonize that fool. Alice. A planet called Alice. Assign a leader to the UNS Calvin. Sure, why not? Edith Bassett, welcome aboard, ma'am. Incidentally, just as a random aside, the single greatest name, like procedurally generated name for anyone, was an admiral that I had. His name was, and I kid you not, Judith Savage. I had Admiral Savage, and that was like my favorite thing in the world. And I think she died at like the ripe old age of like 107 or something. Maybe later than that, actually. Your leadership can actually get quite up there in years once you have enough of the right kind of research in place. I'm sure I'll be able to show that off. Because I'm going to show off my most recent... yeah, we can research that. My most recent game that I got 200 years into, which is about 20 hours. For the record. We can do that in the last, like, say 15 minutes of the stream so that I'm not, like, stuck there for a day and a half. Like I was on the damn opening menu screen showing off how deep and complex the civilization creation is. And as an aside, a lot of that stuff is expansion content, right? Like, not everything, but a good chunk, I'd say like a good 30% of that stuff, if not a little bit more, is expansion content, because I do have all of the expansions, and there have been like 5 or 7 of them. It's been a few, and like some story packs as well, which are essentially Sims 4 game packs. Now that I think about it, in terms of like the amount of content that they bring to the table, like there's an Ancient Relics story pack that I haven't bothered picking up. The what is the Leviathans pack, which added like giant space monsters to fight, essentially. A crashed ore freighter. Cool. We've got extra minerals in the Rizor system. Good stuff. You can see our starbase costs, both in terms of alloys and influence,
Colony.
have gone down. As it's worth mentioning, by the way, that like establishing a colony in Stellaris is not like building a city in Civ. Like we've begun to colonize Alice, which sounds really dirty when I say it out loud. We just began like maybe last month. It's not going to be ready. This colonization is not going to be complete until the beginning of December 3 years from now in 2212. So we've got a ways to go. We're about halfway through colonizing Boyd. And then we've got, about 2.5 years for colonize. Well, no, is that 3.5 years? I don't know. I can't tell. We've got some time before we finish up with Alice, right? But all things in their own time. By the end of this stream, we should have, in theory, 2 new colonies upon which to grow our population. We're going to leave that be for now. We're going to send the Darwin
Anomaly detected.
to scoop that up. We can research that. 76 days is fine. Ooh! See, I was talking about how elections work. So in a democracy, every 10 years... I'm going to take this off the market. Every 10 years, you have an election for the new president. Who is our current president? I think... It's, Dolores Muangana, I think, is how you'd pronounce that. She's a charismatic explorer. Cost and duration are good. And science ship build costs are down 25%. They seemed a little bit cheap. And anomaly research speed goes up by 33%. Okay, so I think Dolores Muangana is pretty good for the Empire. And I don't want to take anyone else. Yeah, like we've got Irma Dudnik, who's the current governor. These are all independent, by the way. Once factions start to form, we'll get like party candidates essentially. Unathi Gowan, who is leading. He's our top physicist for the Empire, and then Yan Shi, or possibly Shai. I don't know. Is commanding the... What is that? She's investigating something. Is she... Yeah, the UNS Fahrenheit. She is actually our most senior SVC, which is Science Vessel Captain. So I think we can actually put some influence. Like, you as the player are kind of playing as, like, a permanent entrenched Politburo, essentially. You're basically playing the deep state, a little bit. So I think we're going to put some influence behind Dolores, President Muangana. Or... yeah, Muangana. So that increases her candidate support a little bit. Saps it away from these other guys. We could throw even more support behind her, but we need that support for building star bases. There's a month left in the campaign. Actually, I'm gonna support her again. She's at 51%, where everyone else is at like in the mid-teens. Their support. She's a solar sailor. And solar sail ship in orbit around Resort da-da-da. Okay, cool. So we gained some engineering research off of that. That's neat. Hey, look at that. Dolores won. President Muangana will reign another decade. Signs of battle. Clear evidence that a massive space battle took place in close orbit to Alpha Centauri B at some point in the last 5,000 years. Though these wrecked ships are in very poor condition, the fact that anything remains at all after the damage they must have sustained is a testament to their advanced design. Science Officer Edith Bassett is preparing an expedition to sift through the derelict hulls for any valuable technologies. Let's do that. Graveyard expeditions can be incredibly valuable projects. It'll take about half a year, actually a half a year exactly, because a year lasts 360 days. but it'll be worth it. Well, at the very least, we'll get some good research points out of it. At the best, we might get a free ship out of it, which would be really cool to get, like a cruiser or something. What's up, UNS India? What y'all doing? Build a mining station? Hell yeah. Don't mind if I do. Already, the resource system looks like it's pretty rich in materials. And there's a lot of celestial bodies up in this bish to research. Give me 1 second, folks. Y'all can watch as the Rizor makes its way across the galaxy. I'm going to do one little house task real quick. I make it sound like I'm going to be away, like, to sweep for 10 minutes. I'm just going to do one thing, then I'll be back. Take care, my lovelies. So, because I can't help but talk about food on these streams, apparently, I'm making stir fry tonight. I was making sure that my chicken had thawed out all the way, and it has. Hooray! Which means I won't have to. There's like few things that I dislike more when it comes to cooking than having to work with frozen meat. It's just no fun. Finish their expedition. Wrecked starships on the surface were too badly damaged to recover any useful technologies. Damn it. These vessels were clearly very advanced, however, and we could gain valuable engineering insights if we... Okay, so that's cool. So what that just did is, instead of giving us, like, just a dump of research points, leave it be for now, what that just did is it added extra... it added a trait to Alpha Centauri. Starship Graveyard. A great battle took place in orbit of this world millennia ago. And the surface is still littered with the wreckage of ancient starships. Studying their advanced designs will yield valuable knowledge. So we get to send a construction ship over here. We'll send a ship over there eventually, mind you. Well, fuck it. Let's just build a third ship. It doesn't really... We're lacking... See, this is the problem with putting too much damn... We need more influence. New research. Okay, cool. So we've got dense jungles somewhere that we can start to clear away, but I think genome mapping, population growth speed, cannot be overstated. Really valuable. That's one of the things I really liked about the Mushroom Kingdom, is that that population fucking exploded real fast. How's Earth holding up? Pretty good. Current population 35 pops. That's about, what, 17.5 million? Or 17.5 billion, rather. Hey, look at this. Just got a new life. Population growth speed increased by another 10%. And we have an ascension perk. What do we want? We could go share destiny. Which really helps for, like, adding new species and cultures into your empire. Transcendent learning. Leader level cap goes up by 2, and they gain experience a lot faster. Technological ascendancy is always so valuable. One vision can be pretty useful too. Let's actually go... Let's invest in our... Oh, administrative capacity. That's not bad. That allows us for, like, more planets and star bases and stuff. Let's do that. So that's our Empire Sprawl right there. And so long as Empire Sprawl stays below your administrative capacity, which you can increase over time, specifically by creating like bureaucrat jobs essentially on your home world. I want to build another starbase. Really do. Fuck it. Let's just send this over there and have them build the research thing. In fact, see, told you. The Xeno Aid Association, led by scientist Yan Ji. Their members have been pushing hard for friendly relationships towards alien species. A disgruntled faction will be a source of trouble, but one that approves the government's actions could prove useful. Ooh. We have... What is this? Okay, so this is like an egalitarian faction. The Galactic Emancipation Council. Equality and justice for all denizens of our empire. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. Okay, so we have 2 new factions in our empire. Where are those? Are they on my keyboard somewhere? F7? No. It used to be F7, I'm fairly sure. No, where's my... leaders? Where are the factions hiding? Where are you hiding my factions, game? Tell me now and I won't be mad. That's the market. Aha! There it is. Okay. So, the Xeno Aid Association approves of me 50%. They want me to make contact with new species. We're working on it. And then... and that has about 28% of the Empire's population on their side, which equals out to roughly 4 billion people support them. But 10 billion support the Galactic Emancipation Council with 75% approval, 71% of the population as part of them. The good news is neither of them are pissed at me, so they both give me a little bit of extra influence, which is awesome because I need that to build more goddamn star bases. The human race wishes to reach out into the void and grasp the stars with both hands.
Colony established.
Hell yeah. Colony called Boyd, baby. And thanks to our expansion traditions, we've got lots and lots of... I say lots and lots. We have 2 pops per, which again is like 1 billion people, so I'm not going to complain. As the population grows, we'll be able to build out things more. We don't have the resources to do that. We need more minerals. Gosh darn it. It's because we're aggressively building in our new star systems. That is the reason.
Anomaly detected.
Let's research it. Let's build a new construction ship.
Construction complete.
Let's increase our fleet to 10, which is still going to be like piddly. Like you saw the combat power of like the caravan boys at 4,000 combat power. We're going to be sitting pretty at like 300. But that's fine. These guys have been in space a lot longer than we have been from the looks of it. And they don't have fucking nothing. We've got a planet. We've got 2 planets. And we're going for a 3rd. What are you doing, UNS Kelvin? A ship, every time I see it, I want to say the UNS Kevin.
Construction complete.
The UNS Kevin Malone. A large mineral-rich asteroid collided with Wallius B3A at some point during the previous 1,000 years in what must have been a major impact event. An abundance of minerals can now be found on the moon in the vicinity of the impact crater. Cool. Good God, look at that. Hey guys, do you just want like all the fucking minerals? Because apparently they're in the Wolleus system. Wolleus. Okay. Yeah, let's it's worth mentioning, by the way, you do not have to build your where's the you do not need to build your star bases contiguously. Ooh, no, leave that be for now. That's going to take a lot of time. But it costs less influence to do so. So, you know, there's an incentive for doing so, to be sure. Move here. Take this. Move that here, and we can start to build up this little quadrant of our galaxy in due time. This is really nice that we got three decent-sized planets so close to one another. That means that once, like, if war breaks out, we will have like three core worlds that are going to be the most developed, just because they were the earliest to be settled and colonized. That we can actually, you know, that like we can keep like one big ass fleet sitting there and send it off as need be to defend ourselves. Because us and the Caravanners are not alone in this galaxy. There are going to be other empires that are about where we are at technologically, right? But there's also going to be advanced empires out there, guys that started traveling the stars 200, 300 years before we did, and there's a possibility of fallen empires, civilizations that traveled into the stars for the first time thousands, if not tens of thousands of years ago, but have grown weak, have grown decadent, but are still dangerous. That is what our people must recognize. We are emerging into what I think will prove to be an extremely dangerous galaxy. I'm not proposing that we take an aggressive stance against all alien species and strange interstellar empires that we encounter. We should embrace those who are friendly, those who are welcoming, with open arms. For such unity could unlock tremendous technological developments and diplomatic opportunities for us. We should embrace these empires with open arms. However, we should also not be naive to think that some will not mean us harm, and we must proceed with that in mind. For the glory of humanity. Let's see here. Actually, hey. No, you're messing with the best now. Let's go back here and build another fucking starbase. Although, actually, let's just orbit here. Let's just orbit here. What is this? Ooh, we can build robots, but let's actually do the nanomechanics. Yes, speak softly and carry a big stick, indeed. Hey, we got more research, more physics research for us. See, look at how quickly they zip along those fucking those hyper lanes. Just going straight across them. You can actually upgrade the hyperdrive to greater heights. It doesn't increase the amount of time that it takes to travel, because again, it takes like 2 in-game days. But I'll actually demonstrate this with my little. Hey, we colonized Alice. Awesome. The hyperdrive takes a certain amount of time to charge up, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It beams off off to the Hunter system. It reduces the amount of time that it takes for ships to charge up. Build a starbase.
Survey complete.
We're gonna build ourselves a mining station, and you can research that. That's like 2 months. It'll be fine. Would have been 3 months, but thanks to President Dolores, we've got it takes not as long, which is lovely. We love to see it, folks. What we really want to do is build in this system so that we can get all the fucking minerals. And then kind of move on from there. Let's build a city district on both of these eventually, although we're kind of running low on minerals now. So Alice features hazardous weather, which decreases habitability and decreases happiness, but get 20% extra energy credits from planetary jobs with added maximum of 4 generator districts, which is really useful. Towed asteroid. For some reason, someone has towed an asteroid into a stable orbit around that planet. The massive engine sections and braking thrusters can still be found on the surface. They have long since been rendered inoperable. Whoever did this also mined the asteroid for minerals, but these operations were seemingly abandoned shortly after they began. So we've got even more goddamn engineering research available to us. Which is, I don't mind it. Engineering can yield good things.
Construction complete.
This, right, yeah. The Kelvin, I guess research... we got several research projects. Let's do this one, which will take 420 days to research. That's cool. Cool number, guys. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, and we can head off to even other things later. For any of you who are interested, you queue up actions by holding down the Shift key. And then queuing them up.
Survey complete.
Okie dokie. Starbase outpost here, please. Thank you very much. Very, very valuable territory right there. Good real estate. You know, eventually we'll, actually... Oh, I think it's Control-Shift to do this. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so Control-Shift puts a new item at the top of the to-do list. This, which we're not able to actually go into yet because it's, we haven't explored it yet. That's a black hole, though. Ooh. Why? I guess... Y'all okay, guys? There a reason why we had to stop? Did we run out of resources?
Discovered.
Guess we ran out of resources. Oh, well, we have them back now. 0G Laboratories, new research, please. Quantum theory. Feels like that's something that we should have developed earlier than that, guys. But maybe it's like a better quantum theory, like a more robust quantum theory. We've encountered some form of alien vessels in the Visceron's Maw system. These strange objects have been flagged as an unidentified empire. Until we can learn more about them, we should proceed with caution. Cool. Cool. Ooh! So yeah, so this is one of the black holes. Isn't it lovely? Sometimes they have planets orbiting them, usually not in great shape, and none of them are ever habitable because, no warmth. Interesting. So here's a thing that we can do, because these guys are not, like, actively reaching out to us. we can go into our situation log and dedicate 15 months worth of society research to decoding their comms and communicating with them. I'm really curious about what group of people decide to post up outside of a black hole. It's probably some kind of like curators or like an artist collective or something. Weird choice of territory though, but they do not appear hostile, which is good. It's very, very good. Oh no, there's joblessness on Boyd. But we are already working on the city district, which will generate some jobs. It generates clerk jobs, which should take care of things nicely. Strategic resource discovered. Ooh, we found dark matter. Cool. Yeah, so we could put a starbase there, and once we have the technology for it, we can start harvesting some dark matter. Most likely not Born Loser. They're unlikely to be bad guys. They're probably just like a neutral, some sort of neutral thing. If they were aggressive, they would have ships. Like, obviously, it had an 8,000 like power, so it would be very difficult to like siege in our current state. But unlikely to be like outwardly hostile. I'd love to put a starbase there, but we can't. Because we don't have enough politics juice, which is what I'm referring to. What is the highest yield planet here? Let's... Yeah. Ooh, look at that. Alright, increasing the amount of minerals that we get per month. Love to see it, folks.
Anomaly detected.
Joblessness on Boyd. Yeah. Well, you know.
Anomaly detected.
Where are we at in the stream?
Construction complete.
Yeah. Alright. I was just trying to figure out if there was like a big lag that I should be aware of. Communications established. Received transmission from the Independent Space Station. The Curator Order. Told you it was curators or something like that. Please be space birds. Please be birds in space. No, what are these? That's a fungoid species, I think? Or a fungoid species? We are the Curators. Our ancient order was established eons ago by various galactic powers in ascendancy at the time. We were dedicated towards the preservation of all knowledge. So they're basically intergalactic librarians. Okay, hey, what's up? What kind of species are you? Research it. That will not take very long. Molluscoid. Okay. Cool. So we've encountered... Man, we've encountered all kinds of... Fungoid, molluscoid, mammalian, and reptilian. Very neat. Let us see. Oh, we've got a tradition available. Let's go for discovery. That's the tech. Ooh, that's the tech tree. Essentially, like the tech tradition. Very valuable stuff there. Not interested right now, guys, but I appreciate the offer. Limbo. The signal originates from the remains of an antenna-like structure. Exploratory probes were dispatched from the UNS Calvin on the surface to investigate the matter more closely. Tavernous vault that, while easily pried open, was evidently the last safe house and refuge of some kind of long-dead alien race. While reasonably technologically advanced, they seem to have never reached for the stars and perished to some planet-wide natural disaster. The vault is immense, housing thousands upon thousands of black boxes that the UNS Kelvin has determined to be data storage devices. A special project has been prepared to decode their contents.
Log updated.
Thank you. Where's this special project? Is it in my... Yeah. Okay, let's go to that on the map. We can send the Kelvin to do the project. FTL impact, a massive crater on Bemi 4A. Appears to have been the result of a collision with a starship. Approximately 10,000 years ago, the UNS Darwin has picked up residual subspace echoes near the crash site. Hyperparticulate field. Okay, cool. So we got some physics research out of that. That's nice. Lovely to see it. Ooh, okay, that's just the curators. Okay, I was like, oh, well, who are these guys? Just our friends, the space rats. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little something with Alice here. I'm gonna build a generator district once we have the resources to do so.
Anomaly detected.
Jesus. Vault is a tomb for hopeful immortals. Science officer Edith Bassett asserts that the huge blocks of ternary code found in the databanks are neural images, digitized brain scans. Doubtless the aliens of Wollius 4 considered this their only shot at any kind of survival, following whatever calamity befell their planet. They did not have the means to resurrect themselves, but banked on the impossibly small hope that eventually someone else would have those means. Ooh. I say let dead aliens lie. Well, fuck it. Maybe we'll have the technology later. Who knows? Let's hold on to it. Let's download those neural patterns for safekeeping. Maybe get some free pops out of that, huh? A little bit of free population. Yeah, we're gonna get the necessary resources, strategic resources discovered. Oh, we found exotic gases. Those are very useful for terraforming and stuff.
Survey complete.
I hope that this has been a fun experience for those in chat. Ancient alien life pod. Cool. This isn't just purely indulgent. After a recent visit of the Racket Industrial Fleet to Earth, it has been noticed that there are a number of resources missing. Oh no, they stole a bunch of our energy credits. I mean, we got like almost 3,000, but that's no good. The damn space rats stole from us. Why do our minerals keep going down? I guess it's because we're still building stuff. Whatever. Yay! Good stream, good stream. Okay, we love to see it.
Construction complete.
We're gonna build a generator district to deal with, yep, there's now joblessness on Alice, but not on Boyd. We got that shit figured out. Although, god damn it, we're gonna have more humans to worry about on Boyd. Oh well, we've gone through a building flurry. We're gonna have materials to build up these planets to deal with that issue. However, I think we're gonna leave things here for now. Exit to desktop, and I'm gonna. Balls. One moment, folks. I didn't mean to exit the desktop. I meant to exit frickin'... I meant to exit to the main menu. So I can show off my... my really successful game with also with the United Nations of Earth, for that matter. Remember when I said that the game itself takes a little while to load up? This is what I was trying to avoid. But oh well. I mean, I think this has been a pretty good crash course on Stellaris for a 2-hour stream. It won't take 15 minutes to load up. We're gonna show off that game. We just won't have quite as much time to do so. Although honestly, if I wanted to, I could stick around a little bit longer. The stir fry ain't gonna take that much time to make. So if I get into a groove, I could stick around for just a little bit longer to make up for my gibbering incompetence. That, by the way, is a Dyson sphere being made. It's basically a giant solar collection facility built around a star. And once it's complete, like, all the planets in the system freeze because, you know, there's no more warmth coming out. But they generate so much energy. Good God. But on the other hand, they do take like 50 years to build. Maybe a little bit more without the right perks. I don't know. It might take yeah, it'll take a hot second, suffice to say. You're not going to see the fruits of your labor on that one for a while. Let's load our last UNE save. And this is, although I got pretty fair, apparently I got pretty far with a Mushroom Kingdom game a little while back, but this is the one that I clearly put the most energy into recently. Although I might show off the Mushroom Kingdom as well, that might be fun. So you've seen like what the galactic map looks like, and you've seen, and yeah, I've got ginormous fleets. It's awesome. So this is the full galaxy. This is the United Nations of Earth, which isn't huge, but it's a little bit bigger once you realize that I'm in a federation with the Bokasharon Citizen Alliance. So we sort of control all this territory in here. But yeah, I've got this whole big glob of space here. God knows how many systems. Actually, I could probably check. Can you see how many? I don't know. Maybe not. How many? I can tell you. I want to. Well, hold on. Let's sort empires by relative power. Oh look, it's me. At the top, part of the Federation, the boringly named Stellaris League, up against the Volstar Conglomerate, which is a ruthless capitalist fungoid megacorporation, and the Commonwealth of Man, which is fucking baffling, but apparently some humans broke off at some point and formed their own. Like I think if I'm remembering correctly, like my headcanon for this was that like thousands and thousands of years ago, like tens and thousands of years ago, a bunch of humans were just abducted by aliens, some fallen empire, and were deposited on the other end of the galaxy, presumably for the lols. I'm trying to say, do I? Ooh, I need. No, I've got all the research I need. Yeah, so, I've got, how many? Yeah, I've got 10 planets, a population of, what would that be? 345 billion people, more or less. Pretty overwhelming, technology. Like, the next closest empire in strength is the Bokasharon Citizens Alliance. Their fleet power is inferior to mine, and their technology level is pathetic compared to mine. Commonwealth of man's technology level is merely inferior, and the Volstar conglomerate is basically on their last fucking legs. Fleet power is inferior, economic power is inferior, and technology level is once again pathetic. There were more empires once. They've been subsumed into the last remain. Like, this is the beginning of the end game. Like, if you want to think about it in terms of, like, centuries, the 23rd century is the early game, the 24th century is the mid game, and the 25th century is the end game. End game is where you're also going to start encountering what would it be? Like crises, like the Praetorian Scourge and stuff like that. Basically big, like, galaxy-threatening things. Like, you could have, like, a fallen empire decide to rise up and start conquering shit again with their unfeasibly advanced technology. Oh, look at that. I'm currently in a war. I'm at war with the Commonwealth of Man. I kind of remember that. We've got all 10 planets. Empire capital, industrial worlds, refinery worlds, forge worlds, mining worlds, generator worlds, tech worlds. Yeah, it's like fucking most of the jobs here are freaking research and scientist jobs. Actually, let's look at what our demographics are. Yeah, we got all these different like, we're overwhelmingly neo-humans, right? Battle Brothers is a game that I still need to get into at some point.
Discovered.
BZV. Born Loser. Look at that. We've... Fleet Management Procedures 4. This is a repeatable technology you get in the late game, where you can basically just continue to develop stuff. We could create penal colonies. This entire world is set aside as a massive penal colony. The vast prison communities are largely self-managed by the prisoners, and punishment often means exile into the unforgiving wilderness. Oh, shit. That sounds... Other Empire colonies. That's wild. Okay, so you can basically... You can just create Arkham Planet, essentially. The pinnacle of the Batman Arkham series, but it results in a 25% reduction in crime in all other colonies. That's amazing. You can create Crime Planet. That's really neat. That's funny as hell. We can do cell revitalization as well. Let's do the penal colony. That sounds really pretty great, actually. We could just throw all of our colonies. And you know what? We can call the planet Australia just for the serious lols. Born Loser in chat, it's a tough nut to crack, referring to Battle Brothers, but once you do, there's nothing else quite like that. I need to get into that. See, look at this. Like, the necessary society research to figure out, like, how to wrap your mind on the administrative task of turning an entire planet into a penal colony, it'll only take 4 months. Because Oliver Kirby, who is 172, is the fucking man. We've got Mahima Nambudiri. Nambudiri. Jesus. It must feel like the baby of the scientists at a piddly 58. And then Tommaso Moretti, who's 167. Who's our president here, huh? Government. Song Dang, who's at the spring chicken at the age of 133. Good God, man. Like, let's just take a little walk down memory lane of some of the technologies. Good God, we've got 3 habitable planets in one system. All moons of this one gas giant. Continental world. It's an Arctic world, but because of all the technology that we have, like, the Arctic world, the continental world, and the tropical world are all 100% habitable for us. Again, just because of the level of technology we have. We've got to be building some... yeah, look at this. I don't know why there's this big-ass... nebula around our planet. I feel like that wasn't there at the beginning of the game, but whatever. New research. Let's do... yeah, something that'll actually take a certain amount of time. Administrative capacity up, sure. I mean, administrative capacity is fine. You'll remember that we just upgraded our administrative capacity in the last game to 60. Here, it's almost 600. It's going to be over 600 in 31 months. Losing energy credits, and like there's a pretty widespread joblessness problem across the Empire. I've encountered that. I think I just need to put more plans into sector government. I don't have the resources to pump into my sectors, though. I'd rather just sort of manage things by hand, but it takes a little while. Whatever. This Empire has some like late stage problems, but we're actually quite close to sort of securing like a real lasting victory. What megastructure do I have here? Oh, I've got this sentry array, which lets me see far, far into space. I know there are other... Got the gate. I've got a gateway here. I've got... What is this? Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is a glitch, huh? That is supposed to be around the star. Well, that looks far less impressive now that you've bugged the fuck out. God, the Stellaris subreddit is always full of this kind of stuff. That's unfortunate. I wanted to show you a cool megastructure, not this nonsense. This Ringworld site seems like it's a little bit too close to the sun. Oh well, whatever. We'll come back later and it'll be fine. So I'm gonna see if I can... See if I can load this and have it be okay. Nope, you're just gonna sit there. Okay. I feel like a big patch came out for the game recently, and that's probably not helping this. Although it's not their population patch. That's coming out in the coming months. Oh, I see, because I'm... Okay, yeah. That should be around the star, for the record. That'll generate hella... Oh, yeah, you can get in pretty deep. It lets... Actually, there should be some... yeah, look at this. Good God, that's a lot of... Look at this fleet. Oh, it's wonderful. I think I've got a... Yeah, where is it? Oh, there's my big boy. The Titan UNS Pegasus, the Hercules class. This is a Titan warship. God, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Do we have more? Where's Earth at? Yeah, my whole fleet is out here fighting the war. Let's...
Technology discovered.
Yeah, we already did this. Yeah, it's... I think that the ability to zoom in that far is really just to watch the really pretty badass space battles unfold, which I'd love to show off to y'all now. Not sure. We don't really have time, but I'm gonna kind of... Look at how quickly these dudes move. Yeah. We're gonna get to... I'm gonna get to show off We're gonna assault Edisic Station. Low colony stockpile. I know. We're in a slight recession. It's fine. War is expensive. So maybe, unlikely, highly unlikely, maybe. Oh, look at that. We fucking killed it before I was even able to figure out how fucking controls work. Let's... Is that their capital? No. Where is their capital at? See, like, all of... Yeah, this is all, like, territory that we control temporarily throughout the, like, during this war. We're probably going to have to give it back at the end of the war, but, you know. And let's take on this little piddly starbase. Oh, what is your problem, my dude? Oh, there's another dog out there. Let's slow this down. You can see where we're about to warp in. Just imagine, like being these dudes in this mining station and seeing. Let's see if we can. Just seeing that advancing towards. Well, you can't really see it from there, but you know, let's the old Control F9. Get rid of all of our UI. And like these fucking dudes, and all of those fucking dudes. Oh, I am sure there is a Star Trek mod for this game. I refuse to believe that there isn't one. Look at that! That's from the Titan, that big long distance beam. You can see it firing it amidst the frickin' light show. I'd love to encounter their, there's our torpedoes going after them there. And then all of our little corvettes get into range. Oh, did we already take it? I think we already took. Yeah, we already took it. I'd love to engage their fleet, but they're elsewhere. Suffice to say. Because when you engage like an enemy fleet, there is a frickin' laser light show to behold. Who are these guys? Who are these guys? But what are these guys doing? Deneb is their capital system. There. Yeah, what up, man? Even their frickin' like little banner is very fashy, very Nazi-esque. Rival, I would think so. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can show this off. One last thing. Is I feel like frickin' Steve Jobs at this point. So like, God, we've really. Oh no, this is just the species in our empire. There are all of these different species in the galaxy, right? Like some of these would be like primitive species that were raised up. Some of these would be not Fallen Empires. I don't think it's Fallen Empire spawned in this game. But look at all of these. I've made like bespoke different like species of humans, right? There are only about 3 billion actual humans left. Like original genetic code. You know, like OG humans. Most of them, about 250 billion of them, are neo-humans, who are venerable, which increases leader lifespan by 80 years. They're adaptive, rapid breeders, nomadic, and conservationists, which keeps their upkeep down. And they're habitable world. But they're also like arid neo-humans, which are the same neo-humans, more or less. Although I guess they don't have the venerable trait. They have, what do they have? Not adaptive. No, okay, they're just enduring. They'll need to be updated at some point, but they're enduring, so they still last a long time. But they're specifically for an arid environment. Then you have the Monsoonites, who are erudite. These are my research. This is like my research humans. They have been specifically developed for this purpose. You also have a different breed of neo-human who still need to be altered at some point. Like, you can go in here and modify their template and create, like, a new species of human. We could go in if we wanted to. We could make a new type of Bocacheron. We've got about 10 billion of them living in the Empire. You can actually see the demographics. You know, 67% of the population is neo-humans, 7% robot, 2% Bocacheron, 7% Monsoonite, basically 0%. Who are these guys? I don't know. It looks like there's a bigger chunk of something else other there, but I don't know. Yeah, I really wish I could show off a engaging with an enemy fleet, because it's a real laser light show. But well, let's see if we can get to the Trappist system, because they've got an actual, like, what is that, a star fortress? That's not gonna hold up fucking diddly squat to us. It's got a 7,000 military power, which is nothing to sneeze at, like in the early game. But one of our fleets could deal with that. We have a death stack for them to fuck with. Actually, hell, let's just send one fleet into the system. See how they handle it. I don't even think it's our fleet that has the Titan in it. No, it is the fleet that has the Titan in it. Out come the torpedoes to start with. Look at this. We've already decimated their shields. We've barely begun. Those are defensive platforms there. Those are getting out of the way. Total fucking space rave, man. Anyway, on that note of utterly conquering their star fortress in like in game, even that lasted maybe a couple of weeks tops. We have engineering research to do. Also, have I mentioned that the music in this game is phenomenal? Because it really is. It's very FTL faster than light at times, like this track in particular, but other times it's just lovely and orchestral and sweeping, and it's great. But anyway, I've overstayed my time by like 10 minutes. As like this, I'm playing this game on stream more. I've got to get back into our own UNE game. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it here for now. Born Loser, I appreciate you sticking out with me. It's been a more intimate stream. Thank you all very much for watching. I am Ned Finn, and goodbye.